What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Extra Large Podcast, Episode 2.
What's your name?
Oh, my name is Will.
My name is Charlie, a co-host of this podcast.
So today, two of our co-hosts are off because they're being assholes and shit. Why are they off, Charlie?
Colin, what happened to Colin, actually? Someone explain what happened.
There was fan backlash because he was queer-baiting the audience last episode, so our fans don't want to see him again.
We've parted ways with him due to creative differences. We can't queer bait here. We're all straight males. No homosexual undertones whatsoever. And Eli, he has unfortunately experienced a psychotic break. He has regressed in age for the past 3 days. He believes he is genuinely a 4-year-old. I'll text him like, hey Eli, you want to get on Minecraft and play? And he'll just text me, I'm 4 years old. I'm 4 years old. I think he started breastfeeding again because of the age regression thing. It's really sad. We've committed him to a mental asylum, so he'll be gone for quite some time. But I'm sure he'll return at some point.
Yeah, so we have 3 guests on today's episode. If everybody would like to introduce themselves.
I'm Isaiah.
That's not true.
I'm Sam.
I'm Mitch.
I'm Isaiah.
He's good at Isaiah. They're not going to be able to hear you.
Thanks, Will. I'm Isaiah.
Okay, and were you going to start us off?
Yeah, he said he wanted to start us
I
off.
can't
with
start
the
us off. Sam had to start us off because
Okay.
Sam's got plenty of ideas.
So, we can start talking about Theo or Love Island. So, which would you guys rather talk
Let's
about?
do, unless you're gonna dox Theo, let's do Theo.
I'm gonna dox him.
No, I feel like we should start talking about Theo because, like, I was playing pickleball with him the other day. It was myself, Sam, Theo, and his younger brother Mason. And Mason's like, he's pretty good at like tennis. Like he played varsity at our high school, which will not be named.
We can name it.
Oh, we can?
No.
It's in a state.
But Theo's never played a sport.
He was really bad.
No, but
He plays esports.
But
That's a sport.
anytime he played against Mason in like any match, he beat the shit out of him. Like he locked.
He
him.
would play. He played awful when he was on team with Isaiah, but then he played me and Mason, and like anytime he was like volleying against Mason, he would like lock the fuck in and win the point. It was really fun to watch.
Is the big bro buff real?
It's real. It's 100% real.
I always lose to Roger, so maybe it's not real.
I mean, I've watched you play.
Not just in badminton, like he's obviously
I
better
knew
than
that's
me
what I was gonna mention.
in Smash Bros.
Yeah, but he plays Roblox and Smash Bros.
He was
Minecraft
better
all
at
day.
me at Minecraft for a long time too. Although I think I've overtaken him. Although I think he would disagree, but I think I have overtaken him
I would
in
say
1-to-1
so.
hand-to-hand combat.
We could call him.
I think Eli is still probably the best at Minecraft. But I would say you're second after him now. I would say Roger's worse than you.
I think I am better at Eli at just like you only get a sword and a fishing rod and you have to fight. And
Yeah.
stuff like Sky Wars or Bed Wars where it's a lot more complicated than Eli, and even Roger are probably better than me.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys know where Theo lives?
What's
For our audience at home, he lives at.
Okay.
If any of you guys want to, he's doing a fan meet and greet, so all of you
Do you
guys
have to
can
cut this
show up.
Yeah.
It's like how you can just go to Nick Fuentes' house. You
Yeah,
know,
everyone show up
Nick
to
Fuentes' house
Theo's
and
house.
Theo's
We
house.
can be on his next Rumble video.
Yeah.
Matthew, can you throw in a picture of Nick Fuentes?
But also, if you guys don't know, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. This part may be cut out too. But Theo goes to the University of Kansas, where he plays Smash Bros. There, and he's the 3rd ranked player in Kansas for Super Smash Bros. Right now. So he's
In the whole state.
I don't know if we can say where he goes, but I'm pretty sure it'd be safe saying Theo is a Super Smash Bros. Player,
yeah.
considering that's like his
He
online
goes
identity.
by Everest.
He's Everest, yeah.
For the listeners at home.
He's pretty good.
Well, I don't think we can say that.
Not as good as Joey
Dippy
Dippy
Sticks?
Six.
Joey
can, we
Dippy
pull up,
Sticks.
can we pull up some Theo tweets?
I don't think we need to.
He has
I
a
don't
new
know.
one. He made a new one last night.
Can
He's
we-
like,
Oh, that's why he can't
I've
be on
been-
the podcast.
Can on the screen,
Yeah.
can we pull up Theo's tweets?
Yeah, Matthew, can you please pull up Theo's tweets?
Actually, x.com.
it's
Can we pull up
everything.
Google
App.
Street View?
Don't just cut this
Alright.
part out. Just put like a beep
don't have
noise
it.
whenever somebody.
I don't have an X account.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay, I'll read it. I'll find it. I'll find
We
it.
can move on past Theo. I think
Yeah. Enough time.
I think enough time's passed where we can leave Theo. Theo is a memory.
Can we talk about video games? I've been noticing that Bryson's been playing some Minecraft with you guys.
Yeah, we should be talking about Bryson more. I think.
Bryson, he's not on my notes, but he just came to mind. And
Yeah, Bryson has been in more Bruhlie videos than you, Isaiah, and you, Mitch, over the past year.
yeah,
He was in the Hypixel Olympics. He was in Aether, which
All
you
right,
were
Bruhlie,
also
Bruhlie,
in.
let me just stop you right there.
Yeah?
Let me just stop you right there.
What's up, Sam?
Will, what do you think of Bryson?
Dude, Bryson's the goat.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Okay.
He really likes me and is really nice to me when everybody else is mean to
He
me.
let you beat him in Hypixel Olympics.
No, he didn't let me. I was just better.
You were just better. I'm
That is
sorry
true.
for.
Eli let you beat him. Bryson got cocky and
All right,
started
I think we
trying
should
to punch
move on
you.
to another topic, guys. I think we need to talk about something else.
You're flying through this.
Yeah.
You're not even. I'm supposed to be like interviewing
alright.
you.
Let's just cut it out, okay?
Sorry,
No, it's okay. I forgive you.
I forgive you too.
What about the
Yeah.
performative
Matthew, can you pull up a picture of a hippo right now?
hippo? No.
wait. I heard you mention
Yeah.
the performative man epidemic.
Yeah. Can we talk about that? Because it's been really interesting. Like, I saw this topic, and as soon as I saw it, that was my whole Instagram For You page, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, explore page.
Explore page, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been following it for quite some time. So it basically started
a
when.
picture of his feet, Mitch.
Matthew, you put a picture of an elephant on the screen.
All right, let's get.
All right, wait, yeah, let's
Matthew,
talk
put this
about
picture of the
Stop
feet on the
taking
screen.
feet pics of Will. At least ask for consent first, you fucking sex pervert. Holy shit.
Can't wait
We're
to
gonna have to
do
cut
it.
out all of this.
None of this is usable.
All right.
I disagree. This is usable.
Well, this all started because of men who started to listen to this artist B Badoobie.
I love her music.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
that
she-
artist
she's
who
great.
can't sing, right?
Yeah, she's an artist who can't sing. While is it NLE?
NBA Youngboy.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, NBA Youngboy.
He
He
can
can't
sing.
sing.
He
can
sings
sing
opera.
opera.
Choppa.
He's got like
Matthew,
the
pull up
a
voice
video
of,
of-
the voice of the
Him
gods.
singing
Matthew, can you pull that up,
opera.
please?
With the lasers coming out of his eyes.
Oh.
But like the men have started to listen to B Badoobie, and she's like primarily like her
Alvin
audience.
and the Chipmunks.
Her targeted audience is mostly females, and
Is that
And
the,
Roger.
Is that the squeaky?
yeah, and Roger.
Oh no, it's
But
Road Chip.
he's an exception. I don't think Roger really applies
Yeah.
to any of these like stereotypes behind the performative man. But these men, they trick women by wearing cropped shirts, big pants, by wearing tote bags on their shoulders, with fake glasses.
For the audience at home, Isaiah does all of these things.
Yeah,
I do
I'm
do all
kind
of
of
these
picturing
things.
Isaiah.
Yeah.
Matthew put a yes, this.
You do wear tanks sometimes, but not very often.
Oh, I wore that exact outfit the other day.
You don't wear like crop tops.
Except for with
You
the
wear,
white,
like,
tank
big
top
pants
instead.
and
You wear
tote
the baggy
bags.
clothes.
Yeah. But like this is where it splits, because like I fall in one category while like the
Let's
male
cut it out.
manipulator falls into other.
Oh, so
the
you're
other
like real and
category.
genuine.
Yeah. So like on one side there's one side, two groups. Asexual losers and dudes who are tapped in with their feminine side. I'd say I fit into that category. And then the other side is male manipulators, like hinge demons. Like these guys
How
take
many-
their
How
personality.
many hinge matches do you have?
None.
You can pull up the stats on your phone.
Matthew.
Matthew, pull him up.
Matthew, log into Isaiah's Hinge account.
Pull
His
the stats.
password is prettyboy13.
Can we talk about pumpkin jump?
How would we talk about pumpkin jump? Let's save that for the Sam interview.
How did you scroll?
Who are we looking at here?
I don't
Who
know.
is that?
So
Performative
back to
man.
the performative men. Would the asexual losers, do they fall under like the real like into that stuff, or they're just like doing it for the ladies?
They're doing it for the love of the game,
Okay.
not for the ladies.
Yeah, and so that's
they're not getting any play by doing
Yeah.
this, but they just like
They
like,
get boy play. Like
Yeah,
like
they-
boy
they-
puss.
they get a lot more boy play. Like I remember last summer, like I posted like on my story, and I was like man, she's really gonna love this one. Like,
And
I
then
was
you just
saying
get
that to
boys
myself.
responding.
No, yeah, and then like 2 dudes slid in my DMs asking if I was gay.
Can you send us that photo?
Yeah, Matthew, can you
Oh,
pull it
Matthew
up?
gave him
I
that
do
photo.
have a photo.
Gay derogatory or gay as in they're interested in you?
No, like very interested.
Oh, okay.
But like, yeah. But I had to apologize for queer baiting. That's also a hole that you can fall in while
Yeah.
being a quote unquote like performative man. Is that a lot of people think that you're gay, so you could be like queer baiting other like homosexual men in the process.
This is kind of unrelated, but the Extra Large podcast has talked a lot about gay people on their first 2 episodes, and I just think they're like a little obsessed. And I just wanted to talk to the host about it. What's up with that?
It's Pride Month.
It's Pride Month. Oh yeah, that's one more. That's
You're
another topic.
celebrating them.
So basically, everybody, I wanted to say Happy Pride Month. This will actually come out after Pride Month. So, so Happy Pride Month and Happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. But one's more important than the other.
Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
No, Pride Month.
Okay.
I love the gays more than
Yeah.
than.
Let's hope you
Mental
guys
health.
make it to next Pride Month.
What about
Fingers
gay men?
crossed.
What about him?
Gay men with mental health.
Yeah.
Those are my
Yeah.
favorite.
Those guys hit on me at the bar.
Particularly the ones with mental health. Yeah.
I'll be outside trying to smoke
You
a
have
cigarette.
bipolar? Haha.
Let's talk about Chili's, Mitch.
Okay, so recently I quit my job at Chili's, and it was probably the worst time I've ever had working. Did I work there for 4 years? Yes. Did my manager not give me hours when I put in my 2 weeks? Yes. But it sucks. I'm haunted by the Triple Dipper and by fajitas.
Love the Triple Dipper, dude. I'm sorry.
They're annoying. They're
I'm
so
sure they
annoying.
are. Yeah.
In the system, okay, so we also have the 3 for me. In the system, there's like a tab for the 3 for me, but you have to click to a different tab to get the drinks, and everything also just doesn't group together until you print out the order and send it through. So if you're new and you don't know what you're doing, you kind of just have to hope that the total comes out correctly. And I didn't like that.
I never worked for Chili's, but as an avid, frequent Chili's customer, ordering the 3 for me also sucks. Like, every time, like, we go to Chili's or whatever, and we have to, like, pay at the end, it never works when trying to pay for the 3 for me. We always have to get a waiter and have them fix it. Or just pay all at once. Chili's just gotta get their shit figured out, man.
Yeah, it's just kind of been downhill since COVID.
Yeah.
So, you know, a good 4 years of a solid decline. But I may have manipulated my manager into giving me free food every time they asked me to do something. So that was the only reason I stayed. But I now got a new job working in a movie theater. And I enjoy it way more.
Matthew, can you pull up a picture of a movie theater so the audience at
Audience
home know what we're
knows.
talking about? Were any of the people you worked with good people? Because, like, every time I hear, like, a story of you talking about, like, with your Chili's coworkers, they just sounded like the worst people I've ever heard of.
No. we had the worst people. I mean, I think the one good person I think we had was ex-military, but all you talk about is so and everyone else was just high the entire time. No one was good. We had a manager that I'm pretty sure she was bipolar, because she'd be all jolly with me, and then in the next hour yelling at me that I'm not doing my job correctly, despite me working there for 4 years. And then one day she stormed out and just, like, you know, quit, so we didn't have a manager that day.
Did she stomp on the ground, like jump
Yeah,
up
she-
and down,
Yeah, I mean, she was a hefty lady.
bang
so,
on her chest like a gorilla?
Yeah. Matthew, can you pull up a picture of
Daniel Larson
a
crashed
gorilla? Basically.
You had Daniel Larson as your manager.
She yelled at everyone and then just stormed out. Yeah, but now this new place I'm working at, it's pretty good. I've probably seen the new How to Train Your Dragon intro 50 times.
You're ready to see Superman 100 times.
Yeah. I can't wait. July's gonna be a really busy time because it's like Superman, Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another movie
I
that's
heard
coming
they're
out.
doing a Book of Henry re-release. They're re-releasing that.
Actually, yeah.
I
You
heard
can, you can book a private theater and you can watch it.
Did you guys finish it last night?
We did. Me and Mitch watched it.
Was it good?
It was good, yeah.
There's a lot of sex.
Whoa, freaks.
And they said the F's are Sam, so I'm not sure if you would have liked that.
But
Yeah.
there's a guy named Igor, and
Yeah.
his favorite line to say is no. And he's also bald, and he ties up a woman.
I do want to talk about the Quiplash game because I don't really think Quiplash is really stupid. I don't think it's
Like
funny
Evan's
ever.
answers.
But last night was the most fun I ever think I had playing Quiplash. We would just answer the prompt like normally, and every time it would send me.
What was the epic twist of the Sparkle Pants Adventures 7?
They were pants. What did Paul Bunyan replace his big blue ox with after it died? Another ox.
ox.
My favorite was when I was getting annoyed at you guys for doing that, and I see the prompt, and it's something about, what do you want the Mars rover to find on space? And I was like, you guys probably put fucking rocks or something, and the first one was just rocks. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Those were the only answers we would give. That or just like naming a random person from our high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, it's a shame that we're forced to play Quiplash now that Hytale is never ever coming out. Hytale, it was first, like, it had their gameplay trailer 2 months after Deltarune Chapter 1 released. Toby Fox has done infinitely more progress on his game than the Hytale people did in 7 years. Hytale made negative progress on their game in 7 years, and they now shut it down. They canceled it. While Toby Fox, for as insane as he is...
Canceled like woke or...
No, they didn't... Noxy D didn't, like, groom anybody, hopefully. Skeppy maybe did, I don't know, I haven't looked into that.
I thought
Wait,
he just...
Can be groom people?
I thought
He
he
was
just...
accused of grooming.
I think he called one of his fans cute, built their Minecraft skin head, and then just never talked to them again. And Twitter people are like, that's grooming.
Oh, yeah. Well, honestly, I haven't looked into it that much. I hear some people saying this is a whole lot of nothing, and I hear, like, a description of what's happening, and it's like Skeppy stopped talking to them after they got on the voice call with him, and he found out that he was a guy. And I was like, okay, well, if he... I mean... Nothing illegal happened. You can't really prosecute over that. But what the fuck do you think was his intentions there? I wanna innocently befriend a 16-year-old girl. Oh, you're a 16-year-old guy? This changes everything.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah. We'll clip that and post that. Yeah.
No, I don't clip that out. I'm speaking as Skeppy.
No, we're gonna cut that part out.
Cut that
Matthew,
part
pull up a
out.
picture of the
The
Nothing
whole
Ever
second
Happens
episode of the
chud.
podcast is Bruhlie just saying, I want to befriend a 16-year-old girl.
I don't want
On
to do
loop.
that. That's what Skeppy wanted to do. Cut out all my dialogue and just be placed with, I want to befriend the 16-year-old girl. And you just go, okay, Charlie, I can all that.
That's actually really weird.
Charlie, why would you want to befriend a
There is
16-year-old?
We were
actually-
talking about men.
There was actually a podcast I used to listen to. They still do, like, yearly podcasts where one of the hosts, they wouldn't show up half the time, but instead of, like, replacing him, they would just put his audio on a loop where he'd just go, yeah, okay. I actually think they did that multiple times. I think Lunch Club did that with Travis, and the podcast I'm thinking of did that with one of their guys,
We can do that with
Eli and Colin.
Yeah. No, we can't. Colin's not allowed back on the show, unfortunately.
He's permanently
He's
kicked off
permanently
after what he
kicked off.
did.
Yep.
Eli we can forgive because of his mental illness.
Well,
That's
eventually he'll
uncontrollable.
recover. And
He'll
age
recover.
normally again.
And what, like 15 years?
Something like that. So yeah, you can have him back on once he's
Yeah.
an adult. So for the reunion.
What- I was talking
episode.
about
How many dog
Hytale.
years is that? Like,
You-
6, 7.
That's not how it works. But anyways, getting back on track before we start talking about
Wait,
skipping.
Matthew, can you play that back real quick? Can you play that back?
Previously, on the Extra Large podcast.
Can we pull up Doot Doot?
No, get back on track.
6, 7.
No, shut up.
let's get into
Hypixel
topic.
Simon was talking about how he might buy Hytale because Tubbo, the Dream SMP guy who was too young to groom anyone while he was on the server, he was like, Hypixel, please buy Hytale.
How old is
Tubnet's
Tubbo?
gone. He's like older than us now, but he was like 15 when the server started.
So he was younger than us when the server started, but now he's older than us.
He was always older
Okay,
than
all
us.
right, I
It
got
was
it.
like Netspin's age.
We were 14 when the Dream SMP started.
Okay, that makes
Were
sense.
we? Oh, we were 15.
Mm,
I was 15.
So is he like a year older than us?
Uh,
For a couple of years?
he's only like
yeah, I
a
never
year
watched
older.
any groomers
Anyway.
because I don't support that.
Do you guys? What I'm saying is, do you guys think that somebody will actually come in and buy Hytale, and the game will eventually release?
Dude, I don't know what the fuck Hytale is. I'm
I
sorry.
have
Matthew,
I
pull it
have
up.
zero idea.
No, don't pull it up. I like imagining
Can
in my
you
head.
describe?
Matthew,
it
can you actually
to me?
cancel out Sam's request and
So
pull up a
you have
picture
to
of it anyways?
understand Hytale. So back in like 2015 and 2018, that was kind of when like Minecraft was dying, quote unquote, and Minecraft stopped. They slowed down their updates a ton. They neglected the PvP community, which is pretty small to be fair.
For the audio listeners, Sam is playing with poker chips right now.
But during that time, Hypixel, with the exception of 2018, actually was growing a ton with Bed Wars and Sky Wars. They were like the biggest they ever were before Skyblock came out. But they were super frustrated with how little Mojang was doing to help like expand the game. So the guy who runs Hypixel, whose name is also Hypixel, is like his alias. He starts a game development company to work on a game called Hytale, which is supposed to be basically his version of Minecraft. He works on it for 3 years and releases the first trailer in 2018. And it has a much more detailed combat system, objectively better graphics, although Minecraft has such simple graphics, it's kind of hard to say any game has better graphics. They were going to have full co-op support. They were working on importing Hypixel minigames over to that. There's going to be like a replay mod system for you to make your own movies and stuff. It was like going to be like Minecraft on steroids. Nothing really happens for 2 years until it turns out Hypixel sold the game to Riot, and he stepped away from the project because Hypixel, the server, had done so well with Skyblock that he was like, fuck it, I can become a millionaire off of this. And he sells the game to Riot, and like 5 years, nothing happens. At some point, they announce that they are completely restarting development on a new engine, which is
Are you
like
DoorDashing
bad.
right now?
No, I'm checking YouTube stats.
And then there, no other trailer has ever been released, no playable beta or anything like that. And then just the past week, it gets canceled out of essentially nowhere. Although a lot of people said they saw this coming.
Did you say thin air?
Yeah,
When you say Riot, do you mean Riot Games?
the guy who made
Like-
the
like-
guys who made League of Legends,
Like the Valorant,
and Valorant.
they
the
made
Valorant guys.
And so people saw that and were initially, oh shit, this is gonna be like a massive game.
Yeah.
And then it turns out they kind of fucked it by removing Simon. I mean, Simon chose to step away from the project, but they brought in all these new guys who wanted to do things their way and just make things take 10 times longer to do until eventually they just were like, sunk cost fallacy, we need to just stop. This will never come out. But now Hypixel is talking about rebuying it. He offered to buy it for $25 million, is like his initial offer, which is crazy.
Like a shark on Shark Tank.
Yeah. But even he was super pessimistic about being able to release it. He was like 1% chance this could happen. And then the first thing I saw was a guy named Beast Troll MC, and he was like, Hypixel is buying back Hytale, we're saved, everything's
Wait,
back
Bistro
on.
MC?
Beast Troll MC, the Osu guy.
Yeah. I'm familiar.
Matthew, pull up a picture.
Is there a big like fan base of Hytale? Like, do people keep up with this? Often, or
Not
is this-
big, but there was like a relatively like a 70K subscribers I think he had, named Quebec Corner, who was like the Hytale news guy for years, and it's like essentially being a Hollow Knight Silk Song news guy.
Mhm.
I actually think Hytale did get somewhat more frequent development updates in that game, because Silk Song has gotten nothing besides the 5 seconds in the Switch 2 trailer, I'm pretty sure. Hytale will at least do yearly development updates with like, we made this mob, and you're like, cool Hytale, are you gonna like release the game? Listen, you guys talked about gay people for 20 minutes, all of which is probably gonna be cut. I finally talked about a real topic, Everyone's silent. Nobody has any jokes.
For all the
That's
audio
so
listeners,
Haktua.
for all the audio listeners, Charlie had to go home, so we're just gonna be playing back recordings. this is no longer Charlie in the flesh.
All right, I think we need to like expand the audience to our female audience.
Oh,
so
yeah, 'cause I
I think
did
we should
look
talk
at-
about some Love
So
Island.
to our female
So-
audience listeners, NBA season just ended. And
Sorry, Will, what did you want to say?
Basically, the YouTube stats tells me 100% of our viewers are male.
Yeah. So
Out of 2,000 views we've gotten, they're all male.
2,000.
One of the shorts
On shorts
got
and stuff, yeah.
a couple thousand.
Too.
Wait,
We have
give
shorts?
shorts?
Yeah, I made shorts too.
Oh,
Isn't
great.
isn't it like the?
Matthew, pull up a picture
The
of the shorts.
podcast has like 60 views, most of which are like me.
You have 60 computers?
I commented 3 times on the video and watched it twice. Once at my house with you guys and once on my own.
So
That's not 60.
Isaiah and I have prepped some notes because we really want to do our part to expand that audience. So Isaiah, why don't you get us started talking about some Love Island?
Love Island. I've been keeping up with it for like I'd say about a week and a half. I think they're currently on
Dude, that's sick as
episode 19.
That's correct.
I'd like to say.
Yeah.
This is season 7 of Love Island. Season 6 was a really
It was crazy.
it was a
let me tell you.
really good
Woo.
season. Like all of these, all of
You
the
just littered?
Islanders had crazy.
For the audio listeners, Charlie just littered on the floor.
I'll pick it up later. I'll put it land.
For the audio listeners, Will is picking up the trash on the floor.
No, I'm going to get.
For the audio
Oh, he's
listeners,
not
Charlie
picking up
just killed Mitch.
For the audio. Wait, we're acting like we have video for this. They can't. The video listeners need these explanations
For the
too.
animators, can you animate me getting stabbed by Charlie?
Can you animate me grooming?
What? We're gonna go.
Matthew, can you clip that?
I would never groom anybody, despite what I said in Skeppy's voice earlier. I was talking as Skeppy, guys.
All right, can we get back to Love Island before
Yeah.
Mitch so rudely interrupted us?
For the
What?
audio listeners, Sam's glaring at me.
For the audio listeners, Love Island season 6. All the Islanders had
Together.
a lot of they had a lot of compatibility with each other. I'd say there was a lot of many connections made. I think of the how many Islanders are there on the island at the time? It's like what? It's no, it's
So MILF Manor is actually a different show than Love Island.
yeah. This isn't Love Island. This episode sucks. The audio listeners, give this shit a dislike.
This is worse than the Sam episode of the Toddler's Playground that never got released.
The second episode where we just
Third.
where we just docked Sam in the first.
You did nothing except dox people for 10 minutes and we had to cut it out. And we have gotten more usable in that. There was more usable footage in that recording from 2020 than we have
I'm sorry,
here.
Will.
Why?
It's just me
Good.
talking about Hightail. It's like all this episode's gonna be.
No,
It's
and
gonna
the
get-
armpit farting.
It's gonna get -5 views.
Well, we're trying to talk about Love Island.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Love Island. There are
It's a
10
damn-
Islanders on the island at a time. However, they recently just added, I believe, 10 new contestants. These are
At the same
contestants-
time?
Yes. So they split off the guys and the girls. The guys went to, or it's called Casa Amor, where the girls go off to Casa Amor. They meet 5
Pay
new
attention
guys. Like
to
there are
Isaiah.
5 new guys for them to match with.
Mhm.
And then the guys stay at the villa and they meet 5 new girls who re-enter the villa, and they're trying to like recouple with all these new people. It's supposed to create big drama between the Islanders and like the people that they're already coupled up with. But Sam has a couple ideas that he'd like to share.
Yeah, so I actually wanted to focus on two couples. One of them is actually a throuple on the villa. So I wanted to talk about Sierra Ace and Jeremiah. They're the throuple on the island.
Matthew, if you pull pictures of these people.
There's actually some big drama regarding
Right.
that throuple. They're actually not a throuple anymore after the big drama that happened. And then Theodore, they're the gay couple of the season.
I have to briefly censor Mitch saying that.
But so essentially, Ace, Jeremiah, and Sarah, it was like a real like throuple, you know, boys kissing, like all that, like all
challengers.
loving to each
It was
other.
really just boys kissing. They didn't
Yeah,
ever kiss the girl.
It was kind of strange.
More like the Parks and Rec episode where April has two boyfriends who are clearly gay for each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
These are my boyfriends. It's Andy, right? The
Yeah.
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 But in a recent episode, Ace and Jeremiah kind of got into it, and it's just like you kind of see that when there's high sexual tension between two alpha males, like they're just bound to go at it one of these times. And it was Ace. Isaiah, correct me if I'm wrong here. I have
Ace
a bad-
Bailey?
not Ace Bailey, but Ace from Love Island. He
Ace
got
Green.
really pissed at Jeremiah and was responsible for eliminating Jeremiah, getting him off the island, which really sucks. I like Jeremiah. I would say he was probably outside of Theodore my favorite character on Love Island for
I
this
think
season.
I think Jeremiah has always been my favorite,
It's
and I
pretty
think
fucking
the
good
more
scene.
time that like as the show goes on and there's like a lot less Jeremiah screen time, it's just like, man, I really miss him.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I'm-
And like it
Like we
sucks
were
that he's
really
gone.
spoiled.
Yeah,
by
we were
this.
for sure. But I appreciate that the show, even though he's gone, is providing some flashbacks to the story of Jeremiah before he got on the island. Because I really don't think in the 7 seasons of Love Island I've been this invested in a character as I was Jeremiah. And I liked Ace. I liked the throuple that they had. I thought it was a blossoming relationship. But I can't now get behind this couple of Ace and Sierra. Like, I just... I think... I just don't care about them. I would like both of them to be eliminated soon, really.
Yeah, there's actually, this just happened this morning, I just saw it, but this character Hannah, she's been like, they've been talking about her because she's the first Asian contestant on Love Island to appear in, I think it's 5 seasons, I think
Okay.
the last one was in season 2.
Yeah.
But it just,
I was gonna say first Asian ever, and I was like, "That's fucking crazy! What the fuck? What
you
is
just
this
rated
racist
Hannah,
show?"
right? What? But it
So
turns
I
out,
had some right away.
it turns out Hannah is actually how do you say it, RCTA. She race changed from white to Asian.
Yes.
Thus,
yes.
yeah, so and
Is that real?
she's been holding on to like this title of being like the first Asian on Love Island in like 5 seasons, but then like she's losing all of this cred, and like people are like bashing on her. They're trying to get her off the island, but she's still like pretty popular. But I don't think any of the islanders know this. It's just like this is news that just
Yeah, America's turned on her after
Yeah.
that. It's
That's
turned-
actually
I think-
she
I think-
faked
I think-
her race.
huh?
Yeah, it's really crazy too. And she started trying to get everyone in the villa to call her Psycho, which is just like, I just don't think you can do that. It's
I don't think
kinda
I've seen that. I've been keeping up on TikTok.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
seeing,
So
like, TikTok
no,
clips.
this is the scenes from our next episode type of thing, because Nicholas, you remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like the only one, because like usually the people on Love Island, they're very accepting, like people like pretty like, you know, inclusive, but he was like, what the fuck, I'm not calling you Psycho, like
Yeah.
that's not how that works. And I'm really interested to see how that plays out next episode, because, you know, Nicholas and Theodore, probably my favorite couple left, and I just wouldn't want Nicholas to go home because the island views him as bigoted. I don't think that would be good.
There's one last thing that I have to add to this whole Love Island conversation, and it's that there's like in this new building Casa Amor on Love Island, they introduced this bombshell. That's what they call like the new hot guys that come in.
Yeah.
I think I don't remember. I think his name is Elan or some. I think it's Elan. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's an IDF soldier, and like dead ass an IDF soldier, and one of like the main contestants on Love Island. Her name is Huda, and she's a Palestinian woman, and they had the two of them making out, and she has no idea that he's an IDF soldier. Like they have no idea about like
Oh yeah, I
like
saw.
each other's background.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw some world leaders talking about that on Twitter this morning. They were talking about like this is like great for peace talks. Is it like this love story? If they can win this season, like this love story between an IDF soldier and a Palestinian, where they can finally see eye to eye and fall in love, they can finally end this conflict in the Middle East. So it was probably the craziest reveal since season 3 of Love Island. I'll say it.
I didn't watch season 3.
Oh, there was some crazy stuff. I won't spoil it for our audience at home, but
They've already checked out.
Well, back to the performative man epidemic. I heard this is really performative for a man to watch Love Island.
not for me. For him, maybe.
No,
Is
I
it
feel
performative
like
for you?
no,
Is it just to get the huzz?
I've been watching this show.
No,
I'm
it's
watching
okay
this
for
show
him
with-
because he's
with
an
my best
asexual
friends.
loser.
Oh, he's asexual loser.
No, I'm just really tapped in with my feminine side.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna say you're just a loser.
Guys, I'm not asexual.
I don't think you guys or Roger can judge me for watching Turkey Tom drama videos when you guys are watching Love Island and are able to talk for 10 minutes about this.
I think that's
This-
homophobic, actually.
The top 15 picks in the NBA draft, each one of them is caught up with Love Island.
I actually
If
think
that doesn't show how
Just
masculine
because
of a show
it's
this
popular doesn't mean it isn't slop or whatever. Or,
You're not.
Or trashy
I assume you don't
television.
keep up with NBA TikTok,
I don't.
but for some reason during the NBA finals, like the biggest like NBA TikTok accounts stopped caring about the finals and became like obsessed with Love Island. Like it took over NBA TikTok. It was really really funny.
The same day that Tyrese Halliburton got in that he tore his ACL, Jeremiah got voted off the island.
It was a bad day.
So
for
people were like polling which is worse for TV, and I think Jeremiah getting voted off won. And this was on an NBA like centered page. Like NBA fans are more.
they're
invested
falling in love with
Island.
Love Island.
yeah,
So.
to me it's all the same.
But Will, I do think you're right. Like I think you got to be careful. You know, it could be seen as like cultural appropriation when you get into these feminine spaces of watching Love Island. You know, drinking matcha, having a tote bag over your shoulder. Like I just think you have to be careful. And I really think it's just about respecting the culture. You know.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And
The
Isaiah
culture
doesn't
of
do
the
that.
white women,
Yes.
I don't respect their culture at all. I'm gonna keep it 100.
No! We lost one of the tabs.
Like, let's talk about the NBA offseason. This is like the only time. Like, Eli and Colin don't care about the NBA, and neither does Will, to be honest.
Then
Why
why
don't
would
we
we
just talk about that?
the
You
NBA?
guys care about the NBA.
No,
You guys
I
at least
really-
know.
I know about
vaguely.
it, but I don't gaff.
Well, like about the finals.
We do that, or like the Kevin Durant trade, or the Desmond Bain trade.
What, Kevin Durant to the Rockets?
Yeah.
Did you see what, Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis are off the
Yeah.
Celtics?
Yeah,
I
Which
thought
like
it's-
frees up their their
They're below the second apron now. They
Yeah.
still won't. They'll kind of suck next year because they don't want to have Tatum and Porzingis and Holiday were good.
I feel like they might purposely tank next year.
They could. It'd be in their best interest.
And also, I feel like Derek White will be an All-Star next year. Cause
he
like,
was an all-star. He was an all-star this past year, right?
no, it was just Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Derek
It
White
is.
played in the Olympics. Though.
He
It's
played in
probably
the
their best
Olympics,
interest
yeah.
for Jaylen Brown to not play much next year.
Yeah, they'll have Jaylen Brown fake an injury
Yeah,
or
it's probably
something,
for the
and have
best.
Derek White be an All-Star. Have him have his career.
They look
year.
got fleeced on the Kristaps Porzingis trade though. Like the
They
Drew
did.
Holiday trade was good for them,
Yeah,
right? They got a
they got
first.
2 seconds and Anfernee Simons, who I've heard is actually a pretty
Yeah.
good player.
Yeah, they got a good deal for that. But then Porzingis they didn't get anything. But they
Yeah.
needed to dump his contract, so I guess it's fine.
I kind of feel like you take the L on Tingus Pingus, but you get a pretty good return for Drew Holiday, so it kind of evens out.
It evens out, and really the returns didn't
Uh,
matter for them. They just have to rebuild their roster anyway.
Also, how many games did Tingus even play for them? Like 7?
This year, not many, but he played a bunch when they won the title, didn't he?
No, I thought he
I
only played
thought
game
he,
1.
He had good minutes. Like
He was good when he played, but he
I don't remember him getting injured.
like Al Horford was pretty much your starter most of the playoffs. Like Tingus was gone for the first part, came back for the first few games of the finals, and then got injured again.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can go pull up his basketball reference page, Matthew.
Okay, yeah. Thanks, Matthew.
Oh, and there was the trade this morning where the Bulls traded Lonzo
Yeah, they
Ball
didn't get a
for
single
Isaac
first.
Okoro 1-1.
Wait, who am I pulling up?
Pull up Kristaps Porzingis.
Thanks,
His name
Matthew.
isn't actually Tingus Pingus.
Kristaps.
For audio listeners, Matthew's in the room with us.
He has his headset. He's locked in. Kristaps What? How do you think this is spelled? That's not gonna work.
Press enter. Press
No,
enter.
press enter, let's see it.
It'll work.
Click that first picture at the bottom.
Don't
on the
click
left.
that. Don't click that. Go to
Can you click that
Kristaps
picture?
Porzingis. It's Kristaps
Wait,
is one word.
I got you.
Tingus.
Maybe
Pingus.
Tingus Pingus would have worked.
Yeah, this is Kristaps Porzingis.
Click on.
Basketball or Wikipedia would work too.
Oh wait, he had really good numbers. Let's see.
He averaged 30 minutes a game, so he wasn't injured at all really in the
Oh,
regular
and
season.
he's been
Oh
averaging.
no,
a
42
solid-
games played, 57 games played. That's about half both seasons. A little better.
57 is.
A little better
two-thirds.
last year. That's 2/3. But
Yeah, he was hurt this year, but last year he was.
These are
Go
good
to
numbers.
Wikipedia. Go to Wikipedia. Let's see the playoffs.
I
I swear he was injured in the playoffs.
Wow.
Career statistics
Where is this?
on the left. Scroll down to playoffs. So 7 games in the playoffs
He's played
last
in
year.
11.
And 11 this year. 11, I think,
Oh, yes.
is probably about how much they played. 7, they played more than 7 games in the
Yeah.
playoffs when they won.
How many did they play? They swept in every round. but-
You at minimum have to play 16 if you sweep
Yeah.
every game, and I know the Celtics obviously didn't. They swept the Pacers.
They swept the Pacers and they swept in the first round, didn't they?
Would they have played either Hawks or Heat? And I feel like they would have swept.
I think they swept the Hawks.
How old is he?
Who was their second round matchup against? The Cavs? I think the Cavs took one game.
He's 29,
And then
wow.
the Mavericks took one game to avoid being swept by them.
Yeah, but they played like pretty much the middle. So he almost played still like half their games.
He played 7 out of 18, I believe.
Yeah.
Which like is not good, I feel
No.
like. If you miss any games in the playoffs, that means you were injured. With how short the playoffs are.
Yeah.
Also, he might have AIDS.
Dude, the Nas Reed deal. Alright, I'll talk about that one because that sucked. That's
You
like
think
the
that
one of the
sucks?
worst contracts given out. Nas Reed is not that good. He's like not like that. Like he's
I feel like he's just a hometown hero. And
yeah.
that's
They
also-
love him in Minnesota, but like he should not be
Please
making. What's
complete.
it's 5 years, 105 million. Like he should not be making
Yeah.
over $20 million a year. He is
Rats.
How much are similar players paid? Like, how much is... Well, Malik Monk won't get paid as much because people
No.
don't take him seriously.
not. Probably
like,
similar
You're a
to
genius.
that, but honestly, it's just like the Timberwolves have so many needs if they actually want to win a title this year.
I really think our only need is point guard. And that's, like, we're hoping Rob Dillingham works out for that.
Rob
Yeah.
Dillingham plays too much like
Point guard. They're really small though. They don't have a
Anthony
big man.
Edwards.
The Timberwolves?
Oh no, they've Gobert. Yeah. But,
Yeah,
like, they
what
don't
the
have an
fuck are you
offensive-
talking
They've
about?
always had a big man.
We got
Yeah.
Gobert, and Nas Reed is a center.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I guess Julius Randle is... Julius
Julius
Randle
Randle's
seems like he
walking
should be
now,
a
isn't he,
lot
or is he getting
smaller
traded?
than Cat.
I thought
We're
he's-
hanging on to him for now. I would be fine with trading Randle, Dante, and even
But they
Gobert.
just don't have money or draft capital to address
Mm-hmm.
their position of need, and they're just. I wouldn't even say they're like a top 4 team in the West.
What? I mean,
Rockets, Thunder,
Lakers.
Nuggets, Clippers, Lakers.
Okay, I don't think the Clippers are better than us. I think we
I
could
think
beat
so.
the Clippers. The Lakers should be better now that Luka and LeBron have
If they
a
can
full
build a
offseason.
team, like a real team
Yeah.
around them.
Who's on the Clippers now?
It's still Kawhi and James,
Kawhi,
Harden.
James
and like
Harden.
Norman Powell just had his career year, and
Yeah.
Zubac too. And they're
they were
a
good last
team.
year. They
But
were-
like,
I haven't kept up with the NBA since
Right,
I
they
stopped
were the-
playing 2K.
I think the thing with the Nuggets too is that they're also going to be falling in the next few. I mean, their new GM or president or whatever said, yeah, we're considering trading Jokic.
that
Like
was the Nuggets.
that was the
No,
Nuggets.
that's not what he said. But yeah, I was stupid. But
I don't think they're in
either
a great
way,
position.
as long as they have Jokic, they're a top 3 team in the West. I still would take the Nuggets over the Timberwolves.
I think the
easily.
Nuggets will actually regress a bit this year.
They regressed last year.
I mean the Nuggets, they won. Jokic was MVP while the Nuggets were the 6th seed and didn't get past the first round. Not to say that like
What?
they won't be good at all, but to say they're going to be an automatic top 3 team each
They
year.
were the 3 seed this year.
I'm talking about in the past. They were in previous seasons. Jokic was the MVP, but their team wasn't as good.
Yeah. In 2020, when he won his...
Yeah, I think it's 2022 because 2023 was the next season where they were the best team in the league. They
Yeah,
won the
they
title.
won.
24, they were a top 3 team,
Yeah.
and
Last
they
year.
got swept. They got owned by the Wolves in the second round.
They didn't get swept or owned. They lost in Game
not
7.
Swept, they got owned because they had a 3-2 lead and they choked.
Yeah.
Biggest.
And then they were probably
literally
the
biggest
closest team
blowouts.
to beating the Thunder this
Yeah.
year. I would argue they are in a much better spot than the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves, I don't think, have a great
Well,
roster.
they got rid of. I mean, the Russ is leaving them, right?
Yeah, but he's kind of sucked.
He was actually
Russell
all right for
Westbrook.
them. He was better.
He was just like a back-breaking player. Like,
The audio listeners.
he'd score like 8 points in a row and have like 2 assists, or he'd turn the ball over 4 times in a row. So
Yeah.
he's just not a reliable piece. And the Nuggets are like a team where they just don't. There wasn't a good team built around Jokic last year. Michael Porter Jr. has regressed immensely. Jamal
Yeah.
Murray can't stay healthy.
And are you gonna try to trade Porter Jr. to like
yeah,
the
I
Wizards?
think they'll trade Porter Jr.
It would
and
take him though.
They should be able to build a solid team.
Michael Porter Jr.
Do you
was
think they're in
supposed
a
to be
better
really
spot
good.
to rebuild? Is what you're saying?
I
I do
don't think
think-
they need to rebuild because when you have
To
someone
do a
like
partial
Jokic,
rebuild. Do the Celtics rebuild?
yeah, they just need like good. They just need guys who can shoot around Jokic. That's all you need. You just need like role players who can catch and shoot. Jokic makes everyone better. He's the best passer in the league, arguably ever.
Yeah.
And so they just didn't have the. They had what's his name? Christian Braun was like the only player they had last year who I felt like.
And Aaron Gordon, he was pretty good.
No, but like who fit that mold. Aaron Gordon didn't
Oh.
fit that mold. He was a fantastic player for them. I completely agree. And so is Jamal Murray, but he just couldn't stay healthy. Michael Porter Jr., when they won in 2023, it was because he could.
Yeah,
He could
they all
shoot
had
well.
KCP, even though
Yeah.
he left the following season, and Jamal Murray, obviously. Though.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at how well Aaron Gordon played, considering how old he is. Like I thought he's just
Dude,
been washed.
I know.
He was injured too,
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah.
and he was
just played through
so
it.
good.
He's seriously come back.
yeah.
Crazy.
He's one of my favorite.
Will the dinosaur game pick up on the microphone?
Yeah.
That will.
Yeah. That.
Um, and then, who do you think's gonna win the East next year? Because the East is gonna suck for the most part.
I think the pace. Well, that's because Tyrese Halliburton is injured now.
He
So
wasn't
I-
their best
I thought-
player, but I still don't
Yeah.
think they can win.
I thought the Pacers would at
out.
least be like. I thought they would actually be the 1 seed because they would just carry their momentum into the next season. Because it won't be the Celtics.
It'll be the Cavs, I think.
You think the
Oh,
Cavs
the-
will be able to rebound?
They're just
easily?
gonna run it back too. They don't really need to make
Yeah.
any. As long as they don't blow up
That's
their
what
depth
they
or
did
anything.
the past 2 years, and they get a little farther each year.
Yeah, and I mean they won over 60 games this year, right? So,
Yeah.
They were the. Did they end? They didn't end number one, but they were number one for a really long time, right? In the East.
I just wish.
I think they were number 1 at the end because the Pacers were 4, and they played the Pacers in the
I
second
just
round.
was
Oh,
really,
okay,
really,
okay.
really hoping LeBron would opt out of his Lakers contract and sign a 1-year deal with the Cavs, and then win a title. And
LeBron to the Bulls.
Back to the Bulls.
dude, the Bulls.
LeBron to Heat.
If LeBron goes to the Bulls, I don't think the people who currently don't think LeBron is the GOAT will ever change that position. They're just going to be like, and he went to the Bulls.
The dynasty that Michael Jordan built and that has stood for 20 years.
I think at this point with the LeBron Jordan debate, like, I don't think there's many people are gonna change it. You just wait for all the people who think LeBron or Michael Jordan are still the GOAT to die, and they're all gonna die soon.
I think
Oh,
Jordan's
well.
the GOAT.
Yeah, well, you're dumb. I don't know what to tell you. You're from Chicago. Like, that's okay.
Yeah.
You can be wrong when it's your hometown hero.
I also don't like basketball, so
Yeah.
You prefer baseball because there's some interesting
He
stuff
actually
happening
prefers
in
the
baseball.
WNBA.
I prefer
You got this guy named Wander
Hockey.
Franco, old man.
nope.
Should we talk about
Yeah, we
that?
can talk about Wonder Frank.
I
Yeah.
use the Real Sports app, and there's a draft system where
You
you can
told us.
select 5
It's to the
players.
audience.
The audience doesn't know about this. Viewers in the audience, add me on the Real Sports app at
Wait, if
Emo
this
Twink.
podcast addresses the fourth.
Oh,
wait, what was your name?
My ad on the Real Sports app is Emo Twink.
Okay.
Matthew, pull
And
that up.
I mean, we can right now.
No, stop.
Oh wait,
No,
no.
no.
I'm saying like no.
And so
In post.
And so in the there's a draft system where you can select 5 players, and for the 2 weeks I've had this app, I've had 3 top 10 placements, 4 top 2 placements or top 20%, and another 4 top 50 placements for WNBA. So I know my shit already in 2 weeks about the WNBA.
Fire.
Alright, you want to talk about Wander Franco? I have a lot to say about
Yeah,
that.
you can take this one, Sam. You're the
All right,
baseball guy.
Big
here.
baseball guy here, and for the audience at home.
You have 5 minutes.
I have 5 minutes. Okay, so to get the audience updated, I don't need a live count. Thank you. Wander Franco was a superstar,
From
the best young player probably the MLB has seen since at least Juan Soto, but probably better than him. So when he was 21 years old, he signed a 10-year, $140 million contract, which for sports, and for the MLB included, that's not huge, but at 21 years old,
that's crazy.
That's the biggest contract that's ever been signed at that age, because that's when most people are on their rookie deals. And he was just tearing up, absolutely elite baseball player. And he was beloved by the league too. He was fun to watch. Everyone I liked watching him play. He was one of my favorite players. But then in 2023, shortly right after he signed the contract, he got arrested in the Dominican for having a sexual relationship with a 14-year-old. So he got suspended from the league. No longer can play baseball, and he's awaiting trial. And he finally got his trial, and he got convicted. But he got his 2-year sentence suspended.
2-year suspended sentence, yeah.
And his own, the main requirement of his probation, essentially, to stay out of prison is he can't have sexual relations with a minor. That's it. That's his only requirement.
That's good. It's terrible that they allowed him to have them in the first place.
Yes.
But now it's good that he can't do it again.
Now he knows he can't do that again, which is good. But the mom of the daughter, the story is actually crazy. I just feel really, really bad for the girl, because her mom was selling her out to men to sleep with her, which is
yeah, the mom got 10 years.
Yeah, she
and,
got
no suspended sentence.
A real sentence, because she was kind of a monster. She made money off of it. It's awful. But now it's interesting to see what Wander Franco will ever make his comeback to the MLB. I don't think he will, but the MLB doesn't really care what people do. I mean, Marcell Ozuna, Aroldis Chapman, they all beat their girlfriends. Randy Arozarena kidnapped his kid. Although that was
sports
a weird
leagues are super inconsistent. NBA has a bunch of people that
Ben Roethlisberger a woman, and he was allowed back in the NFL. So it's really up in the air.
As long as the player can
Kobe
hit the
Bryant
over, I feel it
is
doesn't
the
really
biggest
matter.
example.
Yeah, but I think it just depends. The public reception around him. It would just be a really bad look if they let him back in. So I imagine Wander Franco will be out of the league for forever.
Well, it's kind of weird because the outcome of the trial makes it sound like he didn't know the girl was underage and had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, he still did something wrong, but that's kind of if that happens online. Think about Pyro Cynical, that essentially it happened to Pyro. Everyone forgave Pyro for that.
It's hard to see. I think the difference with Wander Franco is definitely the.
You couldn't tell she was 14.
No, the court of public opinion has really been.
Yeah.
Everyone has decided that dude is a monster and should be in jail, and no one wants to see him play. So I honestly think the only way sports leagues decide if it's worth letting him back in is it going to make them more or less money? And I think people would be upset more people would be upset than happy that a good player is.
Here's what Wander Franco should do. He should go on the Full Send podcast. He should go on the Joe Rogan Experience. He should go on an apology tour where he claims that he didn't know the girl was underage, had no clue.
Just start conservative grifting.
And start conservative grifting. And then people will cheer for him, and then he'll get back into the league. Because people want to see that.
Yeah. I hate baseball. It's unwatchable for me right now. For the audience at home, I'm a Rockies fan. Matt, if you want to pull up a picture of the Colorado Rockies to help our audience at home.
Pull up their record, too.
Almost
pull up the record.
The worst team in the league.
Are they still on track to be worse?
Yeah.
I know they actually did win a few games in a row.
So
they almost beat the Cubs when I went to go see that game.
They almost won the game I went to too, but they didn't. It's okay. They are 18 in 64 right now, which is bad. But they have 9 wins in the month of June, which through 27 days they're like 9 and 18, 9 and 15, which is honestly not. That's just like normal bad.
Yeah.
But through the months of March, April, and May, they had 9 wins. So they have more wins this month than they do the entire.
The same amount.
Same amount. Sorry. So it's been a rough watching them this year. I haven't missed a game yet. Won't miss a game. Watch them all the time. But they suck. It's rough. We fired our head coach in
Really early on.
Ooh, I took
April.
I took the Brewers today on my
The
betting
Brewers will
app.
probably
Over the Rockies?
Yeah,
That's
I
probably
put-
a safe bet.
I put Bryce Turing. He's gonna extend the game hit streak. Total runs. I took the over for 8.5.
That's probably solid. The Rockies hitting. They've since June 1st, they're top 5 in every hitting category. So they've been hitting the ball. They've returned to like Rockies baseball, where they can hit the ball okay, but they suck at pitching. But I don't mean to hog up all the screen time, so I'll bring it back to Will.
You know who's been the GOAT at pitching for my drafts, MLB wise? Dude.
I'll hand it back to Will, Mitch. I want to speak!
You guys gave me a microphone. I'm gonna talk.
This podcast was better with Eli and Colin. Let's keep it real. We were all respectful of each other. We would ask questions during each other's topics. We've all been completely silent during a topic we didn't want to talk about.
Yeah.
I was silent when you guys were talking about Love Island. You guys were silent when I talk about Hightail.
No, I asked like a couple questions, but I'm.
The only topics
I
we were all
started the
into.
Hightail conversation.
That's true. That's true. Listen, Will, the Sonic
What's
and
the
Beast-
best
no,
version of
let's not do
nicotine?
that. What's the best version of nicotine? Mitch likes nicotine, so he can. There's some common ground.
Number 1, Geek Bars.
How about we let Will go?
No,
You just asked me.
this is an open discussion.
Matthew, can we get a replay on Charlie asking me the
I
question?
kind of asked Will that.
I want everybody's opinion. So what's everybody's number 1 nicotine?
I don't do
Solution.
nicotine
No,
because I
just
don't
choose
want
one.
lung
Just fucking
cancer.
choose one.
Can you?
I
can you,
refuse.
like,
I
make
No,
refuse
choose
the question.
one!
I refuse the
Can we-
question. You can have
can
none.
Can we make a list of like?
Can we get a makeup date for this podcast? I want a second attempt.
Yeah, we'll do one in a bit. Okay.
I think there is like usable. It's kind of funny. It isn't very interesting. It isn't a good.
I will have to cut a lot.
There's an hour.
Would you cut the boring parts or the funny parts that would get us like we can't work anymore?
I'm gonna cut both probably.
Okay.
10 minutes of usable footage.
Okay, you know what's a topic we all know? Dan Henschel. We're all fans of
Oh,
Dan
boy.
Henschel. We all like him, right?
Let's try to get 30 good minutes here, guys.
Sun
we can do it.
Orb. What do you guys
So
think of
no,
him?
no, wrong thing. Do we think his bit is finally getting old? He's been on the color, like I'm gonna be red Dan Henschel today for a while now. It's been like months.
I would honestly say I've been sick of his bits for like a while. I think they've like kind of like he's run every course and now he's just like doing the same things over and over again. It's just like the colors have been like I stopped paying attention. Like I was still paying
How
attention
much
when,
are his cameos?
like Loaf Sun and Orb Sun and all of that stuff. Like I still thought it was like kind of funny, but it just felt like the same thing every
$100.
time where he
Oh
just
my
like
God.
runs everything into the ground until it's like people get sick of it and then he runs a new stupid.
Yeah, the
individual.
loaf sun went on for way too long.
Yeah.
I think though, him
Cucumber
actually
Sun.
getting into legal trouble for his school, I think
What
that's
the
just
fuck?
where it peaked.
Yeah.
I think like there's no beating that because that would require like to like get into more legal trouble or something.
I think
He's had some individual good videos, but overall I think there's definitely been a dip in quality. I
You know-
think you can go, Isaiah.
I've only ever watched like one Dan Henschel video, and it was like a couple years ago, where he had that. It was like a bit where he was a school counselor or something, and he was just I can't handle my Like
all my students are morons.
yeah, like all my students are morons. Like I can't handle this. I have to quit.
I really liked when he pretended to like be different professions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. It's really funny.
I think those were
Yeah.
good videos.
I feel like the best era of Dan was when he was just doing the story time videos. Each video was
Yeah.
like 10 to 20 minutes, not too
Yeah,
long.
those were good.
And it would be a funny prompt. These also, I do like these old history story time videos.
You like the woke
Those
slave
I wish
owner?
he made more of, because those are like a new take on his old format where he would do story time videos. The How I Survived the Titanic one was that was a great video.
He had one. It was a long streak of him being in love with one of his students, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After hating her because of how stupid she was. I thought it was really weird. I could never get into it.
I think the best Dan Henschel bits are the ones like every once in a while, like he'll just like post like schizo posts like this for like ever, and then every once in a while he'll post something that'll just like break out of his like niche like fandom, and go like mega viral, and like no one like realizes it's the same guy every time.
Yeah. I've seen the gif of Dan Henschel chugging the like vodka or whatever so many times on NBA Twitter.
Yeah.
That's like a top 5 gif for them, and
Yeah.
they have no clue who Dan Henschel is.
And there's like the ones with the virtual sin forgiveness, the blast one, that one went super viral. The I hate all my students are morons one.
Cocky want boing boing.
Cocky one boing boing might be his biggest.
The school one, people probably just
That one
know.
was a different broke through because like he
Because-
posted as like a letter from
Didn't
like
he get, was it from like Maine or something?
Yeah.
Police.
like a police department
It was
posted
Maryland,
about
Maryland, I
it,
think.
right? Yeah.
Because he lives in LA, but he goes back to Maryland a lot to visit family. I've watched the funny thing about the Dan Henschel Storytime videos is like 50% of it is true. He'll just start talking about his actual personal life. Like, I'm from Maryland. I work as a satirical content creator. I'm a big fan of the
Satirical-
Baltimore Ravens and the Baltimore Orioles. I'm really into the
Orioles have
weather.
been killing
He
it
has
this
a few videos on his channel which
They're
is just
so
complete unironic him talking about the weather and like ozone layers. Those are like obviously not sustainable content, but they're nice every once in a while.
Is he like really educated on this? Does it? seem
Yeah,
like
I actually think it's his unironic like interest outside of concentration is the weather.
he's trying to make a slow
The-
change
The
in
meteorologist.
And I remember in one of the videos where he gets fired, I think it's the one he gets fired from Target. He says the conversation started off with his manager asking about the weather, and he was like, "I didn't really want to get into it because I'm pretty interested in the weather." But I thought I'd humor him a bit by going, "Yeah, the rain pattern today is actually a blah 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 or whatever." And I was like, he's just playing himself. This is just how he would react. That's kind of the genius of Dan Henschel. And also sometimes he chokes on eggplant and dies.
There's
Where's
like
the-
a lot of
I don't know if he posted it to YouTube. The video of him where it's like they're like found this in his phone and it's like him like and then like the like whatever shoots out.
There's a few videos of him choking. There was one where
It's not him choking.
he's like
it's him like
this.
stroking his chicken and then like you
Oh.
can slightly see the release. That
what
may-
the fuck?
Never seen a
That-
video of him masturbating.
No, I mean, I need to find this on Twitter. Like,
This is like when we were talking about Dan Henschel to Thomas, and Thomas thought
This
there was
was-
a video
this-
where
this
he
was-
said,
it was-
I
it was-
accidentally said the N-word.
it
at
was
church,"
during his-
and
it
we
was-
just couldn't find it.
It
It was
was-
a fake Dan Henschel video.
it was during his bit when he died, and they were like going through his phone, quote unquote.
I know there was a bit where like he goes to his grandpa who died, his old VHS tapes, and he finds like snuff films his grandpa made where he kills women.
What
my
the
God.
What was your guys' first like interaction with Dan Henschel content? Like, what was like the first you guys
Drew.
It was
Like,
a,
no, I mean
no,
like
whi-
what
which
videos
video?
did you watch?
it was a
first?
reel of the school counselor,
Okay.
and
I
that went
think-
into the crush on a student bit.
I saw the I hate being a therapist video and I hate being a teacher video, and I didn't realize they were the same person.
Yeah.
And then another 6 months, I that was when I saw Cocky on Boing Boing,
Okay.
and I think it was Justin Wang or like other guys will just like retweet all of his tweets. So I started realizing these were all coming from the same person. At a certain point, I was like, this guy's pretty funny. I'll follow him.
I started with his original, like, on his Instagram, he would post videos of him pretending to be a therapist and giving his relationship advice. And the first, like, arc, like, Dan Henshaw has, like, mini arcs where, like, there'll be, like, a few reels in a row that, or videos that have, like, a story. And the first one I watched was he gave some advice where it was, like, how I make my girlfriend love me more. And it was, like, while he's gone, he'd put salt in the water so she, like, dehydrates, gets headaches. And then when I come home, I get rid of the salt water and, then, you know, she's had her. But then it, like, goes wrong, and his girlfriend ends up in the hospital, and then she dies. And then he's, like, on the run in Mexico, like, from the police. It was so funny.
The way that he would, like, transition to the most extreme, like, extreme
It-
jokes was so funny.
That's what I really loved about him the most.
He's so creative.
Yeah.
I would never be able to think of anything like this.
Because he posted so many, like, just, like, bad advice. It would be, like, how I make my day seem better. I tie myself up in the bathroom and gag myself, and then force myself to get out, and then my day can't get any worse than that. I play noises on the TV while I'm gone, so my girlfriend is, like, scared while I'm gone and feels protected when I'm there, or, like, stuff like that. And then they, like, never go anywhere, but then he'll post, like, one, and then it leads to, like, an arc of, like, other videos. I think it's really, he's kind of a genius.
I don't know how you can't, like, go insane with all of this content that you make.
He's definitely a little crazy, right?
You have to in order to, like, produce this style of content. Because there are a lot of, like, satirical creators that, like, started because of him, but none of them go as far as he does.
Yeah.
None of them have, like,
None of them gotten pulled over by the police in a completely blood-soaked white shirt.
I think while, like, Dan Henschel,
I'm a
like,
satirical content creator, guys.
I'm a satirical content creator!
some of Dan's, like, stuff does get repetitive. Like, I feel like a lot of the other, like,
yeah, I
satirical...
forgot I'm breaking the law flag on the back of his car.
The other satirical content creators, like, a lot of them, like, 3-Year Letterman or Barry on Here, like, they just run the same bit.
Barry on
Every
here,
time.
at this point, isn't satirical. He generally
No,
has
he's-
OCD.
Yeah, he's
and this
just,
is
like,
how
a
he
weirdo.
copes. 3-Year Letterman is just...
But it's just, it's
trope.
it's funny, like, the first, like, 10 times you see it on Twitter, but then he just does. It's the same bit every time, and it's just, like, I respect the variety, for sure.
Alright, guys. Well, obviously, Dan Henshaw has the classic bit of Sunloaf. Hakatua has a classic Hakatua.
Well, what is our version of that?
Yeah,
Isaiah?
we need our bit that everyone who watches the Extra Large podcast will know us by. I don't want it to be me talking as Skeppy saying I groomed a 16-year-old.
I don't know. This is like, I don't know. Can we get a counter on that, guys? I think that's Bruhlie's 4th
You
time.
guys
this
wanted.
podcast
You guys
saying-
were like, we're gonna bring it up.
Bruhlie
So I need to keep reminding people
Matthew,
in case
can you
Will
keep a
edits this
counter
in.
in the podcast of how many times Bruhlie said that now?
No.
Can we
You
just
guys
keep
were like,
count?
we should edit Bruhlie saying
reference.
Matthew on the beat ho. Maybe that should be it. We
No.
Matthew on the beat ho.
I don't think anyone. I think you find that a lot funnier than everyone else.
Okay. Our thing doesn't have to be Matthew on the beat ho. It also can't be the 16-year-old girl thing. That's really fucked up.
Okay, fine. We
Yeah.
vetoed it too.
I was
We
trying to
can
have a
go-
serious conversation about the grooming allegations, and you guys are like, "Did Charlie just say he's a groomer?"
Is that
We
number
should-
5?
Yeah.
5 times.
I hope that picked up on the mic.
I think.
I
don't
don't
do we
know what-
have
I
one?
don't know what it
We
could
should-
be.
Do we have a microphone? It's right there.
Doing this with 3 guests on the podcast is kind of weird, but I'm not sure how will your long term who the co-host will be.
Right,
Didn't
right.
Colin
I'm
tell you
resigning,
he's just not doing it when
He said he'll think about it, but
Yeah.
most likely he won't.
Me and Eli probably could, but like I'll be gone for a few weeks coming up.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I can do next week though, but
I am busy.
we're not a
Pretty much-
co-host, so
Yeah, I don't want to come.
Yeah.
back, unless Will wants me.
Wait, what is the next?
I feel like I've ruined my one opportunity. Okay.
I think it just makes more sense to have you be
Here's
like the
the nutting
only
video.
constant host, and then just have everyone else kind of be rotating in and out. There's some people
No, but
coming on.
I need you.
You need me.
I
yeah.
need you for publicity.
No, you don't.
Yes.
I haven't even shouted out yet. I think I will in the next Bruhlie Plays video, not the one I'm releasing
Alright.
tomorrow.
I got time for one more 5-minute discussion about a topic. Will, please.
Yeah. So as we come to an end, we are gonna do a new thing for the podcast, and I need everybody. So basically, we're gonna have little personas for everybody.
I don't want to do that.
You're the one who gave the idea.
I'll be a
Persona?
purple.
No, a persona, a drawing persona.
Oh,
So I need
persona. I
Persona.
said something else.
No, I said persona at first.
Oh.
But a persona. So I just need everybody to describe what they want their little
Okay.
face to look like.
So, can I just give a full body description?
If you
I feel
want,
like-
I'm just gonna do the
Okay,
face
alright.
though.
Yeah.
So, I'm like
I'll get a quick sketch of this.
5'6", 130 pounds, like little white boy, black hair, little messy black hair, and I got like a beard and a mustache. And I'm always holding a Super Smash Bros. Controller.
Oh, okay. We can
That's
just
fire.
reuse your icon when we really get them on the podcast.
Yeah.
So like this.
Yeah.
For the audio listeners, I just drew a really accurate picture.
Yeah.
So,
You don't have to draw me like Theo.
I do
I'm
have
probably
to.
going to be on a lot of these podcasts. So,
thank you for having me.
oh, Sam's
you're
leaving
welcome.
early because he hates me.
No.
I was gonna,
He's got
just
s-
before I was about to tell him about Deltarune.
Is that what you want you to look like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for having me, Will.
You're welcome.
I wish I could have been a better guest. Thank you for having me.
Can I be
Bye,
a
Sam.
purple dog?
You can be a purple dog, yeah.
Just draw me how I show up to the podcast with the baseball hat, short hair, blue eyes, cute face.
Can
Okay.
you really
How we
get him a guy
usually
that
draw
looks
Charlie, like
this?
you know, like blue shirt, and when I make his
Don't
hair always
do
like
the
stick.
fucking how I looked like never.
do
Don't do how I looked like never, and you guys still drew me like that anyway.
We draw you like that regardless.
Don't do my old hair either. If
the ice cream.
the
hair.
ice cream hair.
When you had
Let's
flow,
do
you had,
accurate.
you had steez.
It's really easier to draw me how I look now. I look like the most.
No.
I look like how you would draw a stick figure with a baseball cap.
Do you remember when we draw Charlie
Like-
like this? And he had a blue shirt.
Matthew, pull this
Draw
up.
who?
Charlie.
Leave this here so Will can take pictures of it and post it on.
Are we done with the
podcast.
recording, or are we like?
No, we have to say goodbye.
These are bloopers.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah. So next week I
For the
do
audio
think
listeners, Will just took a picture of all our drawings.
Yeah.
I do think next week, Eli, we're hoping he'll have aged back to his present day 20-year-old self and be able to record. And I think we might be rehiring Colin. You guys all fucking sucked at your jobs.
We're a
And-
guest.
Yeah, but this is kind of like tryout to see if you'd be better than Colin. And you guys just weren't. So I think
Let
you'd
me
say
talk about
queer.
Bridgerton.
Yeah, we're not letting you do that. I already had to listen to Love Island for 10 minutes.
Yeah, but basically this was an interesting episode, and we'll be back next week at 12:30 on Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.